Holy guacamole. We're live on YouTube. We got to start the recording. What's up, guys? We are live on YouTube. On YouTube for the first time ever. We don't normally do this live on anything. So here's what the deal is, guys, for you newbies out there. My name's Vaughn Joseph. I'm a voice actor, right? Mostly. I do other stuff, but no one cares about that stuff. I warm up my vocal cords. I drink my coffee. I read some crazy news that I find on the internet. We talk about National Calendar Day in the beginning, things that happen in history in the beginning, and then we get into the weird news, and we talk about people seeing man, bear, pigs in the woods, their wives being upset because they clipped their toenails in bed, whatever. Then we'll talk about maybe a little TMZ, and then we'll talk about maybe some other stuff. See where we get to. We have a poll question at the end from MSN. Mondays and Fridays is when we do the show. You can follow us on the gram at V3TV UK, just like it says here on the table that you probably can't see, just like that. That's also the website, v3tv.uk, but the website's down right now. So I'm going to drink this coffee. We're going to get you into the show, and we're going to let you know what you need to know to start your week. Oh, also a little side thing is that once the coffee's gone, the show's over. So let's get into it. Who knows? News you won't remember next week. Let's go. So today is Monday, June 27th, 2022. It is the 178th day of the year. It is the 26th week of the year, and the year is 49% back there. So it is National HIV Testing Day. So if you had a weekend of questionable activity, time to go to the clinic. National Ice Cream Cake Day. Oh, I used to love ice cream cake when I was a kid. That was my favorite part. Well, maybe not my favorite, but it was something that I looked forward to for my birthday because Baskin Robbins used to do that ice cream cake that I love so much. National Onion Day, a day I will never celebrate because onions destroy my internal componentry. That means it makes me fart, ladies and gentlemen. I live in England now, so I'm trying to speak a little bit less common. It's National Orange Blossom Day, and it's National PTSD Awareness Day, and it's also National Sunglasses Day. I should do the pod in sunglasses. If it's National Sunglasses Day, I have no sunglasses. I have no prescription sunglasses, so that won't work anyway. So moving you right on into the Britannica.com on this day segment of the podcast. We're going to try and teach you a few things. In 1966, we'll start there. We'll get rid of this pillow. That's where we'll really start. Oh, that's so much better. J.J. Abrams, American writer, director, and producer, was born on this day in 1966. Ross Perot, American businessman, 1930. Remember, he was running for president against one of the George Bushes, I believe, senior. American television and producer and entertainer, Bob Keeshan, 1927. Helen Keller was born on this day, 1880. And Emma Goldman, American anarchist. Got to finish it off with a little anarchy in the USA, right? There's going to probably be some anarchy because of this Roe v. Wade. Oh, yeah, this isn't the channel for that kind of stuff, you guys. Like I said on the Instagram post this morning, if you're looking to learn about Roe v. Wade or have those discussions, that channel over there. If you want to learn about the Ukraine situation, that channel over there. We don't talk about stuff like that normally unless it's just wild and it needs to be addressed. So, because those are things that you should not forget next week. Let's move right into the weird, funny, wacky world of ours. Let's see what they've got. All right, I'm already intrigued. Very rarely am I ever intrigued from the first story. One thing that you're not going to get from watching this on YouTube, I really shouldn't do these live because you don't get to see any of the stuff that I'm looking at. And when I do the edits and put it up on Instagram, you will see actually this footage. So follow us at V3TV UK on Instagram. and someone's sending me a text message. Anyway, we got to get on with the show. We're live right now. Oh yes. Sorry, guys. Right. So you got to make sure you get your food order in time. Let's get on with this weird news. Flying hotel that never lands could see 5,000 guests soar through the skies in luxury. To see this thing, this has to be a joke. This can't be real. I'm not even clicking on that. That's got to be a clickbait situation at its finest. It's got to be. Shouts to Chris Pritham for sending us this beat that's playing in the background. If you want to send us music, we have a different podcast. Totally off track here. It's Monday. That's how I do. Music at v3tv.uk. We have a podcast called the Beatdown Podcast, which is going to be, we're going to probably live broadcast that one tonight as well. That one starts at 6 o'clock London time, where you can send in your beats to music at v3tv.uk. We'll review your beats, or you can follow us at Beatdown Pod. Beatdown, one word. All right. Man slams restaurant boss who says workers are too comfortable thanks to his chairs. Man gets tattooed to match mates without telling her and ruins sentimental meaning. So she has something that meant something. Okay. Mom forced to put a padlock on her wheelie bin thanks to annoying neighbors. Strangers raised 100,000. Are we already on that? 100,000 pounds for Burger King worker given depressing long service gift. I don't understand. All right. So one thing that you're gonna have to learn about me really quickly here is that I have a mild spectrum disorder. So I'll say crazy stuff a lot of times, impulsive, just throw it out there. I don't care. But one thing that drives me nuts is when these websites don't have someone that proofreads their stuff and they post stuff that is grammatically incorrect or the sentence structure is a mess. I hate that when I'm reading audiobooks. Sometimes they sneak in sometimes with the book. The book's there's a lot of stuff there. But an article on a website, bruh. Anyway, I baked my own wedding cake to save money. Some say I must be joking, but I love it. This is news. This is news on a Monday, guys. Dad's teen daughter dumbfounded and upset over his cruel birthday cake prank. Let's take a look. A dad has admitted to feeling guilty after he pulled a cruel birthday cake stunt on his teenage daughter with the help of his son, as it left her clearly upset. For most people, pranks are something best left for April Fool's Day and should be avoided for the rest of the year, as there aren't many of us who would enjoy having someone play tricks on us all year round. But for people like myself that like to play tricks on people all year round, it's just a grand old life, isn't it? But one dad on Reddit has learned the hard way how upsetting unwanted pranks can be after he left his 18-year-old daughter dumbfounded by pulling a prank on the morning of her birthday. The dad explained that his 16-year-old son had told him about his plan to smash cake into his daughter's face on her birthday as soon as she woke up, and he decided to step in and help because he thought it would make her laugh. That's how I want to start my day. That's how I want to start my day. Never waking up with someone. Maybe that's how we should all start our day. Waking up with someone smashing confections in your face. The second you wake up, they wake you up, I'm assuming. Throw a chocolate layer cake in your face. In his post, the man wrote, my daughter's 18th birthday was yesterday. On the eve of her birthday, my son told me about his idea to smash cake and whipped cream on his big sister's face when she woke up. I thought it would be funny to make my daughter laugh first thing on her birthday. So I agreed to do it with my 16-year-old son. Right. So this is the 16-year-old's idea. I would say my biggest regret here is not telling my wife I knew about the plan. So there's a mother in this home as well. My daughter woke up at 8 yesterday, and when she first came to the breakfast table, my son and I were waiting. Oh, wow. So she's already had a chance to get up and all right. We pounced and each grabbed a slice of chocolate cake and smeared it into her face and yelled happy birthday. My wife came to my daughter's rescue, like she was drowning in a lake or trapped in a smoke-filled room catching fire, and started yelling at me. All the while, my daughter was just dumbfounded and shocked. My son and I realized we made a mistake and we apologized, and my daughter went to take a shower. This is the dumbest article. The rest of the day was smooth sailing. My daughter had a fun birthday. Okay, yeah, that's great. Okay. There should have been something far more interesting that happened at the end of that story to warrant it being in the news, but that's what makes it something that you're just not going to remember next week. TikToker shows up 10 hours early for flight so she can beat queues and nap in the airport. Okay, that's news, right? That deserves a drink of coffee because hardcore Elvis fans married by impersonator singing Suspicious Minds. There's an Elvis movie out. I don't care about this person singing or the movie. My pregnancy is high risk, but my husband refuses to cancel his holiday to stay with me. What? Wait a minute. My pregnancy is high risk, but my husband refuses to cancel his holiday to stay with me. Why are they not going on vacation together? I'm not even clicking on that. My teenage daughter got a job. I want to charge her for lifts home after work. Okay. This is actually something that you actually might have a discussion about. So my teenage daughter got a job. All right, let's see how old she is, because if she's under 18, she's 19. All right. One mom was confused as to what to do regarding giving her 19-year-old daughter lifts when she wants lifts. She wants to know she's safe, but is concerned about the rising cost of living. We all want to know our children are safe and well, but in a time there where petrol, see, I got the wrong glasses on. Let me see how far I can move this forward. Not really. Especially when they have a job. Is it feasible for us to ferry them around everywhere? One woman took the mom's net already. You know that I don't even want to talk about this, to ask other moms what they do in her situation. She explained her daughter is 19 and receives regular lifts to university and her friends' houses because she doesn't drive. We'll get her some driving lessons. That's one thing about living over here in England that I've learned. They don't get driver's license at like 16 like we do. Sometimes they just don't drive at all. I can see if you live in London, you don't really need to drive. It's like living in Manhattan. But everywhere else is like living in LA. You have to drive. She also said in her previous job, she'd pick up her daughter from work 3 times a week from the city center at about 11 at night. Okay, fair. I'm not going to have my daughter getting in a cab or waiting outside for an Uber at 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to go pick my kid up. Now, the argument here, or the question at hand, is, do you charge the daughter? She says, I don't charge my teens for lifts regardless of where they're from and when. So these are responses. Another mom said, I wouldn't charge for lifts, but I also wouldn't commit to picking her up after midnight regularly. She needs to find a job to. Okay, here we go with the editing. She needs to find a job to can her. Who cares what that mom said? She can't even type a sentence. She is getting paid, so of course she should pay you, one suggested. What do you think? If you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment below. Leave your comment below as to what you think about whether or not you should charge your kid who's 19 years old, a ride home from work at 11 o'clock at night. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Ooh, whoa. We almost had to buy a new MacBook. Apple would have loved that. Next story, please. Oh, yes. For the new people out there, I don't pre-vet any of this stuff. We just scroll through, find stuff, and stop. I used to have the shows all structured. I have stuff written. No, this is all an exercise for me to try and keep my brain, get it firing, the synapses going early. I dug out grandma's old dress from the attic and found it was worth 35,000 pounds. McDonald's fans beg chain to bring epic portions of sharing fries to the UK. Do we really need epic portions? Did you not see Super Size Me with Morgan Spurlock? Go watch that film. You see, they got rid of Supersize Me or Supersize because of this movie. Okay, here's something that I think you will all find interesting. Maybe not. Alexa see, I just screamed out her name. Now she's listening. Unlike the SIRI app, it doesn't say something when you say something to it. The Amazon app to speak in the voice of dead relatives to make memories last, Amazon says. Amazon has already developed voice synthesizing tech to let Alexa mimic the voices of celebrities. But these have required an individual to record dozens of hours of audio. Amazon's, I can't keep saying this device, may soon be able to mimic the voice of dead relatives in its latest plans to make memories last. The online retail giant showed off the new tech at its ReMars conference in Vegas, which looks at artificial intelligence for machine learning, automation, robotics, and space. So now immediately a lot of you are already thinking about the Google artificial intelligence stuff and what that might have implications where these two might link up. But that's not news that you're not going to want to remember next week. So we're not going to talk about Google. This one, I'm hoping, goes by the wayside. Oh, boy. While AI can't eliminate the pain of loss, it can definitely make their memories last. We've got our phones now. We can videotape our relatives and families and friends, and we don't need to hear it saying, "What's the weather?" I don't want to hear my dead grandmother telling me that I need to order more groceries. Comments. All right. What have the people in the comments had to say about this? One person said, sick, twisted thing to do. Someone else said, why on earth do this? It will only cause upset and enhance people's grief. Someone else said, this is so wrong on so many levels. You hear your relatives in your head and you see them. You don't need a machine. Money is the reason. Someone else said, this flabbergasted said, I only read that name because I like the name. I have to ask why. I cannot imagine why at all. Next story, please. How long have we been in? Do we have a timestamps up? No timestamps up. I have no idea how long we've been going. Not even the YouTube feed tells me anything. All right, so we got to get to two more stories of weirdness here for you. We got to hopefully get something better than that. Christian pastor claims the end of the world is coming in rambling sermon. If he's rambling, I'm not interested. It means it's not well thought out. And Tesco is giving away 200,000 free cafe breakfasts, but you have to act fast. Yawn. Girl who had stroke at 11 takes first steps. That's not something we don't want to forget. That's a good story, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm so embarrassed by what my dad named my puppy. I'll never get a girlfriend. Okay. Okay. Well, here we go. I just want to know what this dog's name is. I'm so oh yeah. His dad named his, we're just going to cut right to the chase. His dad named the puppy Ms. Princess Hollywood. Why would you call a dog, if it's a registered AKC name, sure. Ms. M-I-Z-Z, like Fizz, but with an M. Princess Hollywood. I don't understand the name, but okay. A man has taken a Reddit to share how his dad went rogue when registering his new puppy at the vet's. He was also embarrassed. He was so embarrassed he ended up walking away from the cute girl he had been trying to chat up. This is a little, if this is the dog, it's a little golden retriever puppy. You don't need to worry about the name to chat up women. They'll come and they'll talk to you because of your cute dog. And you don't have to call the dog Ms. Princess Hollywood. That's just a registered name. Its called name can be something else. Calm down. It's not a big deal. Get on with your life. My daughter won't invite my wife to her wedding, so I've stopped funding it. Man tries his luck getting into Glastonbury with woman's ticket using wig and dress. Wow. Okay. We're going into the third and final page of this. gosh, come on. Woman fears house is haunted after dog tries to warn her over cold stranger. Do we click? No, this is what we click on. This is the one. I would normally click on the dog, but you know that. Come on, woman outraged. I love outrage. Normally, they all are outraged in the stories. Woman outraged as driver parks van on pavement just 50 centimeters from her front door. She's outraged. Let me get my lubrication and my coffee here. How big is 50 centimeters? I'm an American. We use little people numbers. So 20 okay. Anyway, all right, I'm getting messages and it's just a distraction, so we got to get on with this podcast. So she opens her front door. She lives in Stroke-on-Tent, and there's a van parked like that's not even that close. And look at, she's got tattooed eyebrows for one. Now, okay, this is where I'm going to comment and leave this here because this woman's probably going to come after me because she looks like the type that would do that. And I'm not trying to judge, but I'm judging. She's got maroon hair. Again, you're not going to see this because this is live. When I edit this and then repost, all this stuff will be in the repost. She's got like maroon dyed hair, and she's got penciled or either tattooed eyebrows and a nose hoop. I was on set once in a makeup trailer, and the makeup artist and I were talking, as you do when someone's got their hands all on your face, and she tells me about thin eyebrows. And she says, now back in the late 80s and in the 90s, it was fashionable, whatever. She's like, but now my experience is the thinner a woman's eyebrows, the crazier that person is. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying what somebody told me. Transformers. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, get over it. It's not like it's anyway. Do we have another story? Because these stories are horrible. For the first time we do the show live on YouTube and to post to YouTube, we get these garbage stories. I'm fed up with Pal seeking. I'm fed up of Pal sneaking over to see my man. So I grassed her up to her husband. Ooh. Okay. So this woman claims that some friend is coming over to holler. This is some Maury Povich stuff. Jerry Springer. A woman was left less than impressed after finding out the wife of her husband's friend keeps coming over to see her man while she's not there, even though she's asked her to stop. I wonder why. When it comes to relationships, it can be difficult not to feel jealous of other people trying to muscle their way in. One woman claims to have been left feeling confused and frustrated by the behavior of her husband's friend's wife. In a post online, the unnamed woman asks for other people's advice on what to do after finding out that the other woman has been trying to meet up with her husband while she's away. Pretty shady, lady. Come on. She was so fed up with the woman's antics that she told the other woman's husband the truth in a bid to get her to stop, therefore opening the can of worms as to what was going on Reddit. Why am I not? I tried Reddit. I never got, they kept taking my stuff down. And I would just be like, yo, watch this clip. Anyway, on Reddit, she wrote, my husband's primary residence is in Italy. Mine is in the UK. Okay, now it's starting to make a little more sense. They're hooking up. On one of my trips to Italy, his housekeeper told me that the wife of my friends kept trying to visit him while I wasn't there. She said she came over every single day, even though most days he wasn't even home or was working from home, so didn't even say hello to her. Okay, this is a crazy story. We went out together as a group, so I brought it up when it was just the two of us and asked her to stop. I told her my husband doesn't like being disturbed while he's working, so she should really arrange something instead of just turning up. She waved me off and acted like it was no big deal. I asked her several more times to stop, but she continued to do it. the minute I was back in the UK every single time. Now, I'm not advocating violence, but it seems like this woman needs you to maybe gotta slap her up, reboot the system or something, because she's testing you. She's trying to get at your man. She's trying to steal your man. And if they're not messing around, sounds like you got a good man. In the end, I was so fed up, I contacted her husband and asked him to tell his wife to stop. He wasn't aware this was going on and said he would speak to her. Uh-oh, it's getting for real. His wife is now angry at me and is claiming I'm implying things about the type of woman she is. She also said I was treating her like her husband's property, and I was pathetic for telling him instead of just admitting she made me insecure. My husband is mostly indifferent, but also told me I had caused chaos in their friendship group, as everybody knows what's going on and it's causing a lot of gossip. Well, what's going on? Why is this woman just coming over? Why is she being disrespectful even after the wife says, hey, don't be pulling up. If I'm not, she's not in the country. Anyway, people were confused as to why her husband hadn't mentioned it sooner. One wrote, why didn't your husband tell you? If it weren't for the housekeeper, would you still not know? Of course you wouldn't know. Give the housekeeper a raise. Why didn't your husband handle this? Why did you need to be the one telling this woman to stop by if it's your husband being disturbed? I don't know. Some took the incidents very seriously, writing stalking. The phrase everyone is missing is stalking. The original poster and husband need to start taking this seriously before it escalates. One quipped, she was indeed trying to do something wrong. Okay, what ended up happening here? The original poster's husband should have been the one to set the boundary. He sucks too, another suggested. Anyway, so nothing happened. So I hate when these stories lead us nowhere. It's like when the GPS on in your car, it hasn't been updated on the maps and it sends you out to a field of corn. Right, so we've been at this for a bit. We still have the MSN. We're probably just going to have to do the poll question. I'm just going to scroll through TMZ super quick to see if there's anything that doesn't have anything to do with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Vic Mensa pleads guilty in shrooms case, gets 12 months probation. Vic Mensa is pleading guilty to possession of controlled substance, but he won't do any time behind bars after striking a deal with prosecutors. Wow. How much mushrooms did he have? Vic will also have to take a substance abuse assessment program, 25 hours of community service, and pay $1,000 fine. By the way, he'll get 50% off that fine if he successfully completes. So $500. He was arrested back in January at Dulles Airport for going through customs with a stash of mushrooms. He decided to plead guilty to a misdemeanor charge. I've been extremely vocal about my mental health, the culture at large, and access to mental health treatment. It's important to note the excessive research being done on the topic of psilocybin and the many significant movements underway for legalization and decriminalization. I agree. I mean, I'm not going to have a conversation about mushrooms right now, but I agree with him. But you can't take stuff over international. But did I say customs? It was Dulles Airport, but was he going through customs? Because I think it said customs, right? Going through customs, right? You can't move stuff through customs. If you're going through customs, that means you're traveling internationally. So if you're moving controlled substances internationally, that's yo bad. Same with Brittany Griner. She's like, oh, I'm just going to take some THC with me to Russia. Russia? They're not playing that over there, man. Americans, we make mistakes. Now that I've lived over here in this part of the world for about 10 years, I know better. You can't do this to me. I'm an American. Oh, silly American. Anyway, Ben Affleck, 10-year-old son backs Lambo into car. Oops, sorry, Dad. Why is a 10-year-old son driving a Lamborghini? Driving anything. The kid's not even as tall as the car. He looks like he's like 5 years old. Oh, dear. I don't even want to. Who cares? Rudy Giuliani allegedly slapped across the back while shopping. What a scumbag. Okay. Shine making a comeback at the BET Awards. All right. Full House star Jodie Sweetin shoved to ground by police during abortion rights protests. We said we weren't talking Roe v. Wade on here, and that is where we're going to end this segment. We're going to give you the poll question for the day, and then Wimbledon starts today, and then we're going to move on. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go watch Wimbledon. That's what we're going to do. So, quiz question for the day. Which nation formally ceased to exist on October 3rd, 1990? This is the easiest one I've ever seen. Soviet Union, Yugoslavia, or East Germany? Soviet Union, Yugoslavia, or East Germany. Now, as you may or may not know, if you go and you find one of my old podcasts, why Russia is doing what they're doing today, this is having to do with the old Soviet Union collapsing. Anyway, which nation? The answer is, oh, wow, this is interesting. I got the answer right because I do know a little bit. East Germany, 43%. 17% said Yugoslavia, and 40% said Soviet Union. So only a 3% differential with 8,457 votes. So a lot of you people got it wrong. Nearly 4,000. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. It's almost 11 o'clock in the AM here in England. I'm sure most of the people that are even getting a notification that this video is live are still in bed. You're in California somewhere, all snugged up. I'm going to go. Follow V3TV UK on the Instagram if you want to watch more. We'll post this up when we post this up. And yeah, many thanks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And follow Beatdown Podcast too, guys. Beatdown Pod. Beatdown's one word. The graphics up there on the screen. Send us your beats. We'll play them. Thanks for listening.